Okay, today's deck is Family Rat Union, or buying life insurance policies for all 30 of my ugly rat children. Who's the commander for this deck? Well, you've already seen him. It's Nashi, Moon's Legacy. He's going to be our rat dad that's going to pull this whole family shindig together, and there's 3 ways he's going to pull it off. Number 1, he won't take no for an answer. He's got menace, so it's going to take 2 creatures to convince him that catering Chipotle is probably not worth the money. 2, he's hard to get rid of. He's got Ward 1. He's sticking on to you saying, hey, how about those Cowboys last weekend? Like, dude, no one cares. And 3, he has the mental strength to call that one uncle who no one wants to talk to. Whenever he does attack, he's got the phone number of a legendary or a rat in our graveyard to say, hey, are you coming to this thing or what? So let me introduce you to the Rattington family tree. Of course, we got Nashi at the top, and he's got 3 breadwinner children. Starting off with Ashcoat of the Shadows Swarm can make our rats bigger and bigger. Kerumonix, the Rat King, who's got a degree in toxicology and makes a 6-figure salary at the local hospital. The obvious favorite, named after us, Nashi, who mills whenever we attack. Oh, yeah. And how could I possibly forget our 30 other jobless bum-ass kids? Now, some of you have read ahead, and you're already playing the deck. You've drawn your opening hand without mulliganing anything, and you're asking the question, Kobe, my hand fucking sucks. What the hell? Well, yeah, there's 27 relentless rats in this deck. There's a high likelihood you're going to draw a bunch of them in your opening hand, right? So how are we going to get rid of this crap so we can actually play the useful rat kids? Well, we just mill them. I mean, we got a bunch of cards in here that are going to let us mill all of our relentless rats. We got stuff like Grapple with the Past to just mill 3 cards and then play something useful out of the graveyard. We got Contingency Plan that lets us drop as many as we want into the graveyard out of the top 5. And then we get to pick which ones we want to draw the next couple turns. Or Extract from Darkness, which hits our opponents, just annoy them a little bit and make them mill some cards. And Cruel Truth is one of many surveil cards that can really help us find the useful kids that we want to have at our party. Now that we're milling a bunch of stuff into our graveyard, Nashi can start pulling out some family friends, like Mikaeus the Unhallowed, that makes our rats come back to life whenever they die, or Alfriel, who helps us mill and draw and stay ahead of the curve. And of course, while we're pulling our friends out of the graveyard, we're ignoring a whole bunch of relentless rats that we don't want to deal with yet. So how can we bring our big happy rat family all together again? Well, there's 2 ways that we can go about this. There's the serious way, and then there's the funny way. The serious way is, well, straight into the battlefield. We can pull some specific targets, like Unearth can get us a relentless rat, or one of our cheaper breadwinner children. Victimize can even get us 2 relentless rats if we need to beef them up pretty quickly off of 1 spell. Or the big mama jamma, Patriarch's Bidding. It lets us choose a creature type, and all of our opponents get to do it too. But we can just say, I will name rats. And then our battlefield looks like this. So what's the funny way? Well, it's back into your hand, of course. We've got Echoing Return that lets us name a card in our graveyard and put all of those into our hand. We can go, rats, please. And now we've got 27 relentless rats filling up our hand. Now, at the end of our turn, we got to discard all these rats again. But we can get some pretty cool payoffs, like from Monument to Endurance, which will do some cool things. Feast of Sanity will deal 1 damage and gain us a life for every rat we discard. Or even Bone Micer, which will make us zombie tokens for every single rat we discard. Holy. All right. Everybody sit down, get your notebooks out, because here is a step-by-step guide to doing the funny with your rats. Step 1. At some point during the game, we need to discard a relentless rat. We could even do this before the game starts with our opening mulligan. Then we're going to play a secret salvage targeting that rat. We're going to exile it from our graveyard, and then all the other cards named relentless rats that happen to be in our deck are going to come to our hand. I don't know, maybe like 20 or so of them. Now the gang is all here. But we're gonna have to discard down to 7 in our instep, pitching all those rats into the trash. And we might happen to have something like Feast of Sanity out on the board to get a nice chunk of damage done to all of our opponents when we do it. Then we're just going to do it again. We could play our Echoing Return, bringing all of our rats back into our hand. And maybe this time we pulled a Bone Miser out of our graveyard before we did it, so we make a bunch of zombies. But in order to do it again, we need to talk about our $58,000 mill insurance policy. We got some important cards like Perpetual Timepiece to shuffle stuff back into our deck, or even Midnight Clock to just restart our whole game. And some of the wackier stuff like Witchbane Orb to give us hexproof so no one can destroy our graveyard. Crucible of Worlds so we don't have to worry about milling out of lands. And the weirdest of them all, Squelch, so we can point somebody's Bajuka Bog at one of our opponents. And now that we've guaranteed the long prosperity of our family, we can play as many relentless rats as we want without any fear of getting overwhelmed with their kind of mid-performance when you play them out of your hand. That's the end of the presentation. Go kiss your 20 rat children goodnight one by one. I'm sure that they're happy to have such a loving father.